Where are we?
This is Mark McNeese in New York City, and you're listening to another edition of Live Mic with Mark. Welcome to the podcast, everybody. This is Mark. And it's kind of a warm New York City evening here. But I've got my guest on already. It's Joe Cosentino, author and just an incredibly energetic person. But we'll talk about that. How are you, Joe?
I'm fine, and I'm in air conditioning, so the heat doesn't bother me.
I will be later because in our apartment, it's not a really old building. It's from the 60s, but we have an air conditioner in the bedroom and an air conditioner in the living room, and that sounds great. But if we put them both on at the same time, it blows a fuse. So we only use the air conditioner in the bedroom.
Good.
You know, most of the time it's okay, but only when it gets really, really, really hot do I suffer. But then I just go in the bedroom.
Well, this is a G-rated show, but I mean, I'm guessing the bedroom is the hottest place in your house, if you know what I mean. So that's good.
Well, that's where we eat. We usually eat in bed. We have TV trays. It gets pretty spicy in there. You are correct.
All right.
Can you tell our listeners a little bit about yourself before we move into the books?
Oh, sure. I started out as an actor and after college, and one thing that I did, I guess the biggest thing, was an ABC TV movie called My Mother Was Never a Kid with Holland Taylor. And I did theater with Bruce Willis and Nathan Lane and TV commercials and things. And I worked with Rosie O'Donnell. And I was on ABC's Another World for a few days with Charles Keating. And then I moved into playwriting. And now I have been for 18 years a college professor and for 9 years department head. And just over the last couple of years, tried this new thing, which is what you want to talk to me about, which is being a novelist. Mm-hmm. And so it still feels new to me, even though I have out now 3 books. It still feels new.
Now, did you? I wrote short stories for a long. I also wrote plays. I wrote all kinds of stuff, but I wrote short fiction for years and years and years and years. And so when I decided to write a novel, well, actually I wrote one about 15 years ago, but was that what you just dove into, was novel writing?
No, it was a lot smoother than that. I took my most popular one-act play, An Infatuation, and I developed it into a novella. And I sent it to Dreamspinner Press. They loved it. They published it. That was my first, and it's a big hit. It's still selling very, very well. And it's what they call bittersweet dreams because it has it's very emotional, very touching, and has some sad parts, but it also has some hysterically funny parts. And it's a good gay romance story. And then from there, I wrote, I think we talked about also, I went right to writing full-length novels and started 2 mystery series. One, and in each case the first one has already been published. One is the Jana Lane Mysteries, about an ex-child star who solves mysteries now that she's grown up and married with children. And that is the Jana Lane Mysteries, and the first one is out, and that's Paper Doll. And the second one, Porcelain Doll, I'm hoping I'm going to be signing the contract with the publisher to come out soon. And then, of course, the big news is I wrote the Nicky and Noah mysteries. I've written 3 of them so far. Lethe Press has published the first one, and I just signed the contract for the second one. And I've already written the third one, as I said. And that's my comedy, mystery, romance series, which I know you've read a lot of the reviews. You've been kidding me that I'm getting so many rave reviews. But I love the reviews. They've compared it to Agatha Christie, to Heart, to Murder, She Wrote, to The Thin Man. I'm fine with all of those.
Yeah.
Those are good comparisons.
Now, the Jana Lane, is that a novella?
No, that's a full-length novel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, as is the Nicky and Noah. Both of my mystery series are full-length novels. The Jana Lane has a straight lead characters and gay supporting characters, and the Nicky and Noah are the opposite. The leads are gay and the supporting characters are straight. But I think everybody would enjoy both of them.
Yes, and I have a colleague named Jana Lee, and Jana is not a name I've heard very often. Where did you get the name?
Well, I was looking for a different name. I think I mentioned last time we spoke that I've always loved Haley Mills, and I just really adore her old movies, and I was thinking, well, what about if she had been attacked? She wasn't, thankfully. If she had been attacked when she was 18 and gave up the business, and now as an adult somebody's attacking her, and she's got to figure out why and solve the mystery. And then in the second one, she does a comeback film, and people are being murdered, and she's got to figure it out. And I said, I want a name like Haley. I'm not going to name her Haley, but I want a very unusual name. And I just started looking online for names, and I saw Jana, and I just said what you said. I've never heard that name, and that was the one. And of course, Nicky and Noah is a takeoff on Nick and Nora, the thin name.
Okay, yes, now I get it. Do you is the second one coming out? Is Lethe Press doing the second one as well?
Yes, the back to the Nicky and Noah. The first one is out now. It just in June premiered, and that's Drama Queen. And in that one, I'll just, in case people don't know, I'll just tell you what the series is about. It takes place. I know this area since I am a college theater professor. It takes place in the theater department of a college very different from mine. It's an Edwardian college, sort of like Harvard or that sort of thing, or Vassar. Beautiful with fireplaces and the white stone, and it's a gorgeous campus. And we're in a theater department there. And as I do know, a lot of theater departments are full of scandal and mystery and romance and humor and secrets. And so in this theater department, Nicky, the lead character, the professor of directing, is directing the school play, which happens to be a mystery. And all of a sudden, his theater department colleagues start getting murdered. And he's got to figure out who did it, because the police are pretty slow. And he's got to figure it out. And the lead suspect, he's madly attracted to Noah, who's the acting professor. And the two of them come together and use their theater skills, like playing other people and flirting or whatever they have to do, to get the clues and figure out the clues from the red herrings. And there's a lot of plot twists and turns and a pretty surprising ending no one has guessed yet. And they ultimately, at the end, figure out who did it. And so that's Drama Queen. And the second one, Drama Muscle, which Lethe Press will be doing, I signed the contract just a couple of days ago. In that one, Nicky is directing, as in the phys ed department, a student bodybuilding competition. And all of a sudden, these young muscle men, college students, start getting murdered. And he and Noah have to figure out what's going on. And then in the third one, Drama Cruise, Nicky is directing one of those murder mystery dinner theater cruises, and Noah is with him, and people in the cast, other theater college professors, start to get killed. And the two of them, again, use their theater skills to figure out who done it. And during the course of the three novels, they fall deeper and deeper in love, and we get to watch the mystery and the romance, and they're hysterical. They're actually almost farcical in their humor. Very much, as I said, like Heart to Heart, where the sleuths have a lot of fun. And while they're dodging knives and bullets or whatever, they just have a blast.
Mm-hmm. On the cruise, do they go on a cruise?
Yes, yeah. Almost the whole novel takes place on a cruise to Alaska, which I did, which is how I know about it. And we start day one and end at the end of the 10-day cruise.
It'll be interesting to see how you handle that.
Yeah.
Because I've thought of a story set on a cruise ship, because I love to cruise also, Frank and I. Mm-hmm. But I haven't figured out some of the obstacles, like, onboard authorities and that sort of thing. But anyways, that all sounds wonderful, and I want to ask you some process questions or some routine questions.
Sure.
I know I've asked you when you write, but you seem to you have quite an output, and I'm wondering. I think you said you write at night after Fred has gone to sleep or something.
Yes, good memory. Yeah, well, I'm a college professor, so I'm busy during the day, and then I come home, I exercise, I do all my business stuff on my computer, have dinner, and Fred is an early-to-bed person. So after he goes to bed, and as you know, he's an audiobook narrator, he does that during the day. After he goes to bed, it's quiet, and those last 2 or 3 hours, probably about 3 hours before bed, is when I write, and I feel a little tired, and it's good because I don't edit myself. I just let it come out, and it seems to work for me.
So, do you sleep 7 or 8 hours a night?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'm department head, so I don't schedule myself for those 8 a.m. classes.
Oh, okay, that helps. Because we are completely opposite. I'm a morning person. I get up at 5, usually no later than 5:30, and I do all of my creative things before I go to my office job. Because at night I'm done. I mean, other than a podcast, or something like that, I just don't have my mind is just kind of fried at night.
Yeah. I think different people, it's your genetics, maybe it's when you're born, but I think different people work better different ways. I've always, probably because I was an actor in the theater too, I've always been very alive at night. But probably not so much early morning.
Yeah, a lot of people are not morning people, but I definitely am. And you also, I've noticed, we've communicated about this, that you have lots of good reviews, and you get new ones every day. And can you just say, for writers, because I like talking to other writers.
Yeah.
I asked you this in the 6 questions too, just a little bit about promotion, like how do you go about getting yourself out there? I know that you've got a publisher and they do their thing, but you also seem to have a good network of people.
Yeah, well, as you know, the Lethe Press, like most publishers, sends around free books to people like you who maybe have radio shows or review books or whatever, have magazines or newspapers or ways to get the word out, and that's a great way to do it. As far as what I do, as I've shared with you, there's a lot of websites and blogs out there that are specifically geared to readers of certain genres. So you Google and you look for the ones that do mysteries, or the ones that do gay novels, or the ones that do comedy novels, or whatever you're writing, and you contact them and you say, would you like to interview me? Or would you like to review my book? And if they say yes, you send them the book. And you do the interview, whether it's on the phone or via email. And then they put it on their blog or website. And, I don't know how many reviews I have. Probably 10, 20. A lot of that I generated, not that came from me by doing this. And there are bloggers and people with websites that are looking for things like this. They want to review books. They want to interview authors. There are people who look at those blogs are very interested, and so it's a good way to get the word out. I mean, like what you do is a wonderful thing. You have a blog, you interview authors, you do podcasts. It's the way to get the word out, because if you're not with a really big publisher and you don't have access to Oprah,
yeah.
Oprah's not sitting on my patio interviewing me. Though you need to figure out a way to get the word out to the readers who read the kind of book you like. And different people have different tastes, but you want to get to those people. And with this latest book, in my case, I was looking for people who like really funny mysteries. That's who I was trying to target. And it seemed to work because it was number 18 in its category on the Amazon Kindle bestseller list.
Mm-hmm.
And now the paperback is out, and the audiobook is coming out in, I think, a week or two. So it seems to be, it's a lot of work. It takes a lot of time, many hours.
I'm sure. I know it does. And it's funny because I'm asking about something that you'd think I would intuitively know, because I'm on the other side of that. I get people, sending me books and asking me, and I love promoting other people. It's one of the things I really enjoy doing.
Good.
But I have not been very good going in the other direction. But you've definitely helped me in terms of, making notes for what I want to do the next time I'm in that position.
Good.
Something else came up here. Oh yes, in the niche, and then I'll probably close with that. You're right, because what you write is very specific.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody has different tastes. There's a lot of readers and writers. A lot of them are straight women, but they like a lot of sex. They like this. They like that. So you have to really find your audience,
right?
And I think you've done that, because from what I've read from the reviews, you found readers who are really enjoying what you provide them.
I think that's true, and I think what I write, though everything I write is different, I think that what it all has in common is it's very theatrical. The characters are a little larger than life. The dialogue is very funny or very touching or very dramatic. The mysteries are very complex, with clues that add up to a surprising ending. It isn't what you said. The typical two guys meet, they fall in love, they have sex, they fight, they break up, they get back together. I don't write those kind of, not to say anything against that, but I don't write that way. And so if people like something a little more theatrical, then I think I'm the writer for them.
Yes.
I've got a number of books coming out, too. I've got 5 books coming out in the next, 6 months.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing?
And all part of the series that we've talked about.
Different things. Dreamspinner Press is publishing A Shooting Star, another romance novella that I've written, which takes place, and it's about theater college students in a theater department in Colorado. They're also publishing my holiday romance novella, A Home for the Holidays, and that's a romance novella that takes place in Capri, Italy, where I also visited. And then they're publishing The Naked Prince and Other Tales from Fairyland, my novella of 4 fairy tales that I've made gay. My spin on fairy tales. And then the other 2 are what you know about, the full novels, which is the second Jana Lane mystery, Porcelain Doll, and the second Nicky and Noah mystery, Drama Muscle. All this is happening. So I'm going to be probably going crazy on the computer with all these bloggers trying to get wonderful people like you to spread the word.
Well, we're doing it tonight. And how can people find you, online?
Yeah, well, they can go to joecosentino.weebly.com. They can also look up Joe Cosentino on Amazon, on Goodreads. They can, through Lethe Press or through Dreamspinner Press. I'm a big Facebook. I have a professional page on Facebook. It's Joe, and my last name is Cosentino on Facebook. And so it's pretty easy nowadays with computers to find each other, which is great. I mean, it's how I find people like you.
It is, and oddly, I'm the youngest person at my job, and it's a very small company, and they don't seem to have, no one there seems to have ever looked for me online, which is good, because I don't really want them to know all these things that I do. But Joe, it's been great to talk to you again.
You too, Mark.
And it's been a real pleasure to help get the word out on your writing. Just your output alone is inspirational.
Thank you. And thank you so much for what you do. I mean, not only that you also write mysteries, and you're a great writer, not only that, which is wonderful, but I mean, what you do to help people like me get the word out. It's a wonderful thing.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
Have a good night, and I will. This will be put up on Friday, and I'll send you the link.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
Take care.
Bye.